As Joshua Mack and Asherai Gadsden. Of three suspects accused of using Tinder to rob a man and later murder him has pleaded in the case. Zara Henderson has entered what is called an Alford plea. This means that she isn't accepting guilt but believes the state has enough evidence to convict her. Henderson is accused of luring 24-year-old Alan Johnson III to a North Charleston apartment last year to rob him, which then led to his murder when he resisted.
Hey guys, so if you're watching this video, that means that you are a new subscriber. Basically, what's going to be going on my videos are just like everyday weird stuff. This video is a random page, random thoughts, no judgment, free to comment, free to say what you want to see, free to do anything that you want. The videos will also be professionally taken, I guess you can say. It won't be like this in my room, bad quality, all that good stuff. It won't be that at all. This video is just to basically let you know that you can come on this page.
State lawyers say Henderson was not in the room when the murder happened, but was texting her alleged accomplices, identified as Joshua Mack and Asherai Gadsden, and allegedly was encouraging the robbery. All three were arrested and charged with murder and armed robbery. Henderson's plea is for the armed robbery charge. Prosecutors say they're dropping the murder charge because of her cooperation. She will be sentenced at a later date.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another story, and this story is about a young man named Alan Johnson III. Now, Alan Johnson was 24 years old, and he was from New York, New Jersey. And also, Alan Johnson had siblings that unfortunately they were placed outside the home into foster care. But fortunately, him and both of his brothers were able to get a foster parent that treated them equally and wanted the best for them. Afterwards, they wound up moving to South Carolina, where Alan had so many opportunities and chances. He would graduate from high school and later on attending Morris College in South Carolina. Now, Alan had a 4.0 grade point average, and he was so successful in school. His goal was to become a high school teacher, and Alan enjoyed helping people like the homeless, people with autism, and so on. He had a future ahead of him, but unfortunately, Alan would meet somebody on Tinder that would destroy everything. This is the story of Alan Johnson III. In May 2020, Alan will graduate with a bachelor's degree from Morris College in South Carolina. And also, while he was at Morris College, Alan received a scholarship from the Frederick Douglass Honor Award. The award was presented in 2018, and Alan was the second person to receive this scholarship. Alan also had a goal to go back to school to get his master's in education so he can be the high school teacher. Now, also, Alan would then later try to purchase a home for him and his two brothers, hoping for a better future and success for all three. Now, on January 8th, 2022, Alan would meet a young lady on Tinder that he planned to go out with on a date. Her name was Asherai Gadsden, 21 years old, from North Carolina. Now, even though Asherai seemed like a nice person, he would invite her out for dinner. They go out for dinner, have drinks, dinner, and then they will go back to Asherai's place. Now, unfortunately, Alan didn't know that Asherai had plans to set him up and rob him. And these plans would definitely go south, taking Alan Johnson III's life. Asherai would take Alan back to her place. Alan goes off to the bathroom. Meanwhile, Asherai had already had plans with her cousin and her cousin boyfriend to set Alan up. Once Alan comes out of the bathroom, the guy runs up, Joshua Mack and shoots him several times and taking his wallet and running. Afterwards, Asherai comes from the back pretending like she don't know what happened. Instantly, she texts her cousin Zara. Now, Asherai and Zara the ones who came up with this plan, and Zora's boyfriend Josh Mack is the one that agreed to shoot Alan. Now, at the end of the day, they all knew they were wrong. But an hour later, Asherai would call police stating of alcohol poisoning, not even saying anything about Alan in her house shot. So police get there and they instantly test her for alcohol, and she was intoxicated. Immediately takes her to the hospital. But before they take her off, Asherai say, "Can y'all check on the guy that's in my apartment?" Police goes in there and instantly determine that Alan is deceased. Now, Asherai would tell police that she met Alan through Tinder. They collect her phone and do a thorough investigation, finding out that Asherai had texted her cousin Zara, telling her cousin Zara that the door was open and the plans that they had of robbing Alan for his money. Now, eventually, they arrest her after she comes from the hospital. And Asherai eventually gives her cousin Zara, age 19, Zara Henderson, and also Zora's boyfriend, Joshua Mack, age 28, names to authorities. Instantly, the police announced that they have 2 other suspects in Alan Johnson III's murder. Now, all of them go to trial, but Zara takes a plea and she gets scheduled to a date because she cooperated.
Identified as Joshua Mack and Asherai Gadsden, of 3 suspects accused of using Tinder to rob a man and later murder him has pleaded in the case. Zara Henderson has entered what is called an Alford plea. This means that she isn't accepting guilt but believes the state has enough evidence to convict her. Henderson is accused of luring 24-year-old Alan Johnson III to a North Charleston apartment last year to rob him, which then led to his murder when he resisted. State lawyers say Henderson was not in the room when the murder happened, but was texting her alleged accomplices, identified as Joshua Mack and Asherai Gadsden, and allegedly was encouraging the robbery. All 3 were arrested and charged with murder and armed robbery. Henderson's plea is for the armed robbery charge. Prosecutors say they're dropping the murder charge because of her cooperation. She will be sentenced at a later date.
Also, Joshua and Azariah goes to court November 1st, 2023, where both of them received a sentence. And the sentence was that Joshua would get 38 years and he had to serve the whole time. And Azariah would receive 30 years. Now, only reason why they didn't give them more is because the judge felt like that they were sorry. Azariah was bawling with tears in the courtroom and apologizing for her part she played in it. Now, eventually, Josh's attorney speaks out and said that he was just going through hard times. The plan was not to kill Alan and he was supposed to take money. But if so, why did you shoot him? So, only 2 of them received time, and Zara is still waiting for her actual sentence. Because she helped attorneys in this case, it will be most likely that she get lesser time than them. And because she went on and took a plea. Now, Alan's family speaks out, and they were devastated that number one, Azariah was able to receive a $50,000 bond right after, and they were mad, shooken, and shocked because they only got 30 and 38 years. They was hoping that they would receive more time, like life, because all of them had a part in the whole situation. I mean, it was the plan from the beginning, and I feel like they intended to kill Alan, even though all of them state that it was not supposed to go that way. But hey, how did you think that he was going to come out the bathroom and not defend himself. I mean, you have a gun. So most likely this event was planned out but not executed exactly how it's supposed to be. You guys, be careful. And I appreciate you guys watching my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe to my channel. Peace.